As we sit together, you and I, unraveling the marvels of the universe, I really enjoy our time together. We've told so many stories, examined so many layers of the soul and the spirit, haven't we? Through our chats together, I try to answer some of the questions that my friends and my clients often ask me. Today, I'm going to talk about identifying the spiritual symptoms of awakening. A young woman, June, beautiful and successful in her own right, recently got in touch with me, again, a year after attending my workshop. She had questions about some unusual changes in her life. She told me how some of the things that she has enjoyed doing no longer seem to interest her. For instance, the sales and those shoe stores she used to love visiting with her friends, she didn't want to do anymore. She was thinking about quitting her job. What I am doing being this paper pusher all day, she was thinking. Is there even a point to all this? She was mulling a lot of things, her values, her belief system, her sense of wrong and right. She wasn't even as confrontational as she used to be. The little things didn't seem to bother her as much. She was able to step away from aggression and anger where earlier these emotions would sweep over her. What is wrong with me, she asked. Am I having some kind of breakdown? Am I depressed? What's going on? So I sat her down and I handed her a cup of tea. You know how I love tea, and believe it is a great companion for every great chat. Then I asked her, June, I said, are you spending more time out in nature? Are you able to sense social situations and people's moods and feelings? Maybe you're becoming more intuitive about others around you. And she looked at me like she'd seen a ghost and quietly whispered, how did you know? I smiled at her, full of compassion and joy, really, at what this young woman was experiencing. I told her, what's happening to you, this is me many years ago. What she described to me and what I experienced firsthand all those years ago was what we now call a spiritual awakening. You're experiencing the spiritual symptoms of awakening, I told her. Society may not understand. You even may not understand right now, but you're on the cusp of something magnificent, a revelation. So I told her the story of another one of my clients, Alicia. Until she was 14, she was terrified to tell her mother that every time she fell asleep, she would see what I explained to her was a sacred geometry. She didn't know what that was. She would see shapes. She could call them sometimes snowflakes, the way they danced before her eyes. And they would move, they would change geometric shapes. There seemed to be a pattern, a frequency. And at the time, Alicia didn't know. It just seemed scary. I helped her recognize this as a sign of her own awakening spirituality. She didn't know any of this then. She just thought she was crazy, so she hid her fears way inside. Not a great way to fall asleep. What does a child know about this at 14 when they are supposed to be having sleepovers and taking about their crushes and stealing their first kiss behind gym class? When every other kid is agonizing over acne and braces, Alicia was having visions at night. Whoever thought of this being spiritual symptoms of awakening? And this was just one sign. When I helped her think back, there were so many other such signs that she had experienced. She was startled back then. I won't lie to you. Sometimes awakening, just like in life, can be startling. It can take time to process and regain a clear head and center into your sense of self. And if you think about it, whether from sleep or from a phrase you hear a stranger say on the street or in a place of worship or even in an argument, it can be an awakening. And every awakening is a little bit startling, right? Whatever its form. Because it's different, because you're different, coming into something new. It's beautiful, but yet startling as well. Over the years, I've had my own share of experiences, and later they all started to make sense. So I was clueless at first, but then learned to embrace my spirituality. There was a time when my feelings, my experiences, my dreams, my visions seemed to conflict with my religious beliefs. My school was a strict Catholic place with some stern nuns. But I always listened to the priests who had so much to say. And so, of course, there was a time when I struggled. Was I wrong? Were they wrong? It took me a while to resolve this, to see that both of us could be right. I could see comprehension, then relief, and then serenity on June's face now. I repeated to her the wonderful and wise words of my friend and mentor, Bob Proctor. If you must doubt something, doubt your limits. The coexistence, even the compatibility of religion and spirituality, is something I speak about all the time. The Buddhists speak a lot about dreams, visions, about hawks flying, sheep following the Dalai Lama, are all meaningful and symbolic. So June and I spoke about her dreams that she had been having and how something inside was telling her to make change. Her current job was just not doing it for her, and she longed to know more, explore more about life. If you're hearing the call to become a scholar and dedicate your life to higher learning and helping others, then that is what you should do, June. And here's something else Bob Proctor said. He said, faith and fear both demand you to believe in something you cannot see. You choose. Isn't that simply brilliant? Let me repeat it. Write this one down. Faith and fear both demand you to believe in something you cannot see. You choose. Bob says you have to let go of the fear and embrace the faith. And you have to have faith in your faith. The spiritual symptoms of awakening manifest in different ways for different people. You become more attuned to inauthenticity and you reject manipulation. You want to be out in nature more, where you can feel the power of that higher being. You want to be of service to others, in service to the universal energy, one with the universal energy. You can be alone, but not feel lonely. You're more attuned to feelings, and your senses are sharper. You listen more and judge less. You're more accepting of things and people the way they are. You're happy whenever you are, and you see the beauty in everyone and everything around you. Your dreams are vivid and meaningful. Some of your habits and routines change, and so do some of your views of the world. Suddenly, you're much more in touch with your creative spirit. Have you experienced any of these spiritual symptoms of awakening? I would love to hear from you in the comments below. If you're looking for more help and guidance on your spiritual journey, just click the link in the description. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss my future videos. And remember, I release new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. So until next time, we get to sit down with a cup of tea and discuss the beauty of the universe. Be safe, be joyful, and as always, remember, love is spirit and spirit is love. My friends, namaste. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on a single thing. Subscribe below. And here's something else I think you'll enjoy. Namaste.